Yo, what's good all day, fam? So I just decided to go live, start going live. This is my first time ever going live, and I kind of like it. Instead of me just recording the videos and trying to edit them and everything, it takes up a lot of my time. And sometimes I get off schedule. Like I already told y'all, I'm in school for neuromuscular therapy, pushing to be and also become a chiropractor and everything and all that stuff. I'm building businesses on the side, so it gets a little chaotic sometimes. And I'm building systems to be more strategic and have more leverage to my life, because building wealth is something that's the most important thing to me in life, and hence why I also have this channel. And football plays a big part of my life still to this day, because I'm obsessed with football. So I'm never going to leave playing football. I mean, playing football, leave football, the sport of football. It's really the only sport that I really enjoy watching. I think I am going to like start watching boxing and stuff, because I do enjoy combat sports because I'm a martial artist as well. But long story short, I think me doing these live videos is going to be a bigger part of my platform now. And I don't have a script. I don't have any of that stuff. I don't have the graphics and all the other stuff that a lot of people at Holland have. As I get more familiar with the software, with going live, I will have all that stuff. I will, I'll be able to have the videos a little bit more entertaining. But right now, it's just me talking. It's me talking, and then I'm gonna end the stream, post it. That way, you all can still have the the thoughts that I have on these games before and after. And as more time comes, as I get more time, as more things happen for me in my life that I am accomplishing, the videos will get better, the information will get better, the value will get better, everything will get better. We're always about getting better here in my brand and whatever I do. All right, so you all know the drill. You all know where we're getting at with this. This is more Sunday morning before the games, and I eventually will, more than likely now, I think I will have the incentive to actually go live days before the games. Because the thing about it is that when I record these videos, I have to I edit them and everything, and I enjoy the editing process. But I say it gets taxing after a while when you're doing other things. And so it's just like really really like annoying sometimes. And so like me going live right now, as soon as I'm done live, I think as soon as I'm done going live, I can just post and then I'm done. You know what I'm saying? So I like it. I like it. So we're gonna hop into I'm trying to see what's I see something like white behind me. I'm trying to figure out what that is. But we're gonna jump right into it. Okay, so let's look at let's see. Let me go into let's see. Oh yeah, let me go to NFL. I'm gonna go to NFL.com, and I am going to, man, what the hell is that stuff? Like, oh, I think it's my cord. Okay. Um, let's see here. All right, so all right, let's go. I already have info.com set up. Uh, let's see here. All right. Okay. All right. So first game, Seattle Seahawks, Atlanta Falcons. We got the 9-3 Seahawks at the 4-8 Atlanta Falcons. So you guys already know how I feel about the Seahawks. Like I've been talking about the Seahawks for the longest, and not the Seahawks, the Falcons for the longest, and I've been talking about how I felt like they're built to beat any team, and they just haven't really they haven't lived up to the personnel of what the team is. Like how the players, the players that they have on that team, they have too much talent on that team for them to be 4-8. The Falcons is one of the hugest disappointments in this year. Like they started off really good, they started off really hot, and they just lost games that they weren't supposed to lose. I'm very disappointed in Atlanta Falcons. I think they should get a new coach. I like their coach, but he's just not doing well with the team that he has, and he could be doing so much more and so much better. But it's whatever. I think they should go a different route. But the Seahawks, Falcons. Obviously, the Seahawks is going to win this game. I do not see the Seahawks losing this game. The Seahawks are one of the best teams in the NFL. Other than the New England Patriots, I would say the Seahawks is right below them. The Seahawks are a very, very good team. if I were to say the top 5 teams in NFL right now from the top of my head, I would say the New England Patriots, the Seattle Seahawks, the speaking of New England Patriots, I didn't even post you all my Monday night recap. And I have the video literally on my computer. It's just that the software that I use, the program that I use to edit these videos, it keeps crashing all the time. And I know there's like, and I to be honest with you all, I use Clipchamp, and Clipchamp is terrible software to use, but I sometimes don't have the time to really sit down and learn some of these other video like editing platforms. And so, but I'm gonna make time, and I'm going to learn how to edit better videos on using better software. But I just want to be honest with y'all. I like being honest, so y'all the process, you know. And so I think storytelling is a great thing about, for building a brand, building a business. It's not even about building a brand. It's building a culture. I don't want, I used to like using the word branding, but I don't really like using the word branding anymore. I like, I prefer things that's more deeper than what branding actually is. Storytelling, culture, building world building, and that's literally what I'm doing, man. It's world building, and in these live videos, I think you're more authentic because now you all get to see and get to hear me live and see the process, And right now I don't have anybody viewing, but it's all good, it's cool. I like it. I'm pretty sure this ain't gonna be the only. This is not gonna be. I'm going to eventually have a lot of people viewing, So, but to give you all my predictions for the Seattle Seahawks and Atlanta Falcons, I would say that the Seahawks are going to beat the Falcons, and the Seahawks is going to beat the Falcons. I'm going to say 30. I'm going to say 30 to like. Because Seattle, they put up 30 points a game, man. Seattle is like dangerous. They're a great team. I'm gonna say Seattle. I'm gonna say Seahawks 30, Falcons 15, man. I don't see the Falcons putting up no more than 15 points on Seattle, man. Seattle's defense is dangerous. And they're just a dangerous team. And like let me go to give y'all my top 5 at the top of my head. The list is fluid. I'm gonna be like Stephen A. Smith. The list is fluid because I don't know if this is accurate, but if I'm gonna say the top of my head without doing a lot of research and watching a lot of the games that I'm supposed to be watching, again, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I haven't been watching the games in the past few weeks. The school, it's been taking up a lot of my schedule. But hey, man, I would really love to work for a team eventually, preferably the Chargers. Do some neuromuscular therapy and sports medicine, exercise science, and all that stuff. On it with a team, NFL team, that'll be really fun. But I'm gonna say like top 5. I'm gonna say the New England Patriots. I think everybody is thinking New England is the best team in the league. I'm gonna say New England, Seattle, the Rams, and then I'm gonna say who else is really, really good right now? Not Indy. I'm not gonna say Indy. Let's see. Let's see. Cincy might be really. Yeah, we got Denver. I'm gonna say Denver. So Seattle. New England, Seattle, the Rams. I'm gonna still put the Rams over Denver, and then Denver. That's 4, and then we got. You know what, y'all? I'm gonna say the Bears. The Bears got to be up there because I think it's completely disrespectful if you're not gonna put the Bears up there. I'm gonna say the Bears. Now, granted, I have been praising Caleb Williams a lot, and to my knowledge, now I just recently discovered like he hasn't really been playing all that well with the Bears. The Bears are not where they are because of Caleb Williams, and I would really like to see Caleb Williams start playing a lot better. He's too talented. He's too skillful, and for him to not be the reason why they're good. But here's the thing. Jalen Hurts wasn't the reason why the Eagles weren't good last year either for all the years. But everybody kept praising Jalen Hurts. So let's praise Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Okay. But Jalen Hurts, he gets his credit, and I think it's probably because he went to Alabama. There's whole story with him with Nick Saban and the Alabama thing. I said like the media is going to praise who they want to praise and they're going to criticize who they want to criticize. Caleb Williams, the Bears has only lost 3 games, and Caleb Williams is not getting the credit. The Seahawks has only lost 3 games, and people are still knocking Sam Darnold. Why? You know what I'm saying? And the Seahawks are 9-3. The same way how y'all praise Jalen Hurts, how y'all praise all these other quarterbacks that you love praising. Give these quarterbacks the respect that they deserve. Yeah, because you You say that, oh, wins and losses are quarterback stat. So give these quarterbacks what they deserve. You know what I'm saying? 2 USC quarterbacks in the NFL right now in the NFC. This is so ironic. Both of their records are 9-3, and they're both USC quarterbacks, and they're both top 5 quarterbacks based on y'all's philosophy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think Caleb Williams and Sam Darnold are top 5 quarterbacks. But if you all will go and watch a lot of these analysts, they praise Patrick Mahomes, they will praise Josh Allen, they will praise all these other quarterbacks. They try to praise Baker Mayfield, and they wouldn't even try to praise Daniel Jones. You know what I'm saying? As them being these great amongst the best quarterbacks in the league because of their record. And I've been preaching this for years on my channel that a wins and losses is not a quarterback stat. But based on these analysts, it's supposed to be. But I don't hear them saying Sam Darnold, Caleb Williams are top 5 quarterbacks. I even heard them saying now, oh, Caleb Williams is the reason why the Bears is top 5. Since when was Jalen Hurts ever a reason why the Eagles was winning Super Bowls and going to the top 5? Never. Jalen Hurts never really been the reason ever. So like let's let's be if y'all gonna give your reasons of why you think these quarters are the top 5, then let's freaking be consistent with that. I'm consistent with my analysis. I'm always consistent with my analysis, and I don't care what the record is. If I think the quarterback is garbage, I'm going to say the quarterback is garbage. If I think the quarterback is overrated, I'm gonna say the quarterback is overrated. Like I'd say Josh, like you guys already know. All right, guys, I say Josh. There's a lot of quarterbacks that I consistently keep telling y'all because I'm gonna consistently keep saying it because when it comes out that actually, oh, they're not that good, I deserve the credit for it. And plain and simple, I deserve the credit for it because one thing I don't do is I don't buy into the media hype. I don't buy into the propaganda. I have my own mindset and I have my discernment, and I don't get manipulated or persuaded by what other analysts and even if the guys played in the NFL, what they thinking. Because I see the media as a whole. Now there are outliers. Like I told you all, like I like Acho, I like Emmanuel Acho's takes, I like Shannon Sharp's takes, I like Aqib Talib's takes, I like Dan Orlovsky's takes. I like their takes because I think they're very. I don't think there's any analyst on television who's as good as them. I know I'm missing a couple, but I can't remember their names off the top of my head. A couple others, but it's not a lot of them. But those are the main ones that I really think that they really give really, really great takes and that they are worth listening to and that they are not as biased as they are. Now, Aqib Talib can be very biased when it comes to the Broncos. I'm going to be honest, but I think for the most part, like I really do like Aqib Talib's takes. Like he really knows what he's talking about when he talks about the game. At first, I didn't really like him at first because I thought but I just didn't like the first time I heard Aqib Talib talk was he was knocking Justin Herbert, and y'all already know how I feel. Like if anybody's gonna be knocking Justin Herbert, I'm gonna be knocking them. But I mean, he played for the Broncos, so obviously he's gonna be knocking Justin Herbert. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I forgot where I was getting at. But anyway, let's move it on. Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens. Oh yeah, let me get again. I'm live. I'm gonna give y'all the quarterbacks that I always keep telling y'all is overrated. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. I think Baker Mayfield's always been overrated. Daniel Jones is overrated. I think Jaden Daniels is overrated. I mean, so Tua. I've been saying for years Tua was overrated, and I mean, I got in so many arguments, and now nobody's even talking about Tua. I've been saying for years Brock Purdy was overrated, and nobody talked about Brock Purdy. So it's only gonna be a time. It's gonna be a matter of time where y'all gonna see where y'all gonna jump off the Josh Allen and Joe Burrow bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a matter of time because they're just. I mean, I think they're great players. Don't get me wrong; they're great quarterbacks, and I think when it's all said and done, they'll become Hall of Famers. But I say they're overrated because I just don't like the quarterbacks that y'all put them over. You know what I'm saying? And y'all never criticize these quarterbacks, and when their team wins, it's always they're always the reason. If their team lose, you blame the team. You know what I'm saying? Like when the Bengals lose, y'all blame the defense on defense. Yeah, it's not Joe Burrow's fault. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't like when y'all do that. I hate when the media does it. I hate when the fans do it. But when it was just when it comes to just quarterbacks like Justin Herbert, y'all come up with all the reasons in the world why just Justin Herbert's fault. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, We got the Pittsburgh Steelers. We got the Steelers and the Ravens. Now, speaking of quarterbacks that are overrated, I never said Lamar Jackson was overrated. Never have. And I know some people are starting to say Lamar Jackson is overrated. I don't think he is. I like Lamar Jackson. I've always have liked Lamar Jackson. And the thing about it is with Lamar Jackson for me is the fact that I think like he hasn't been playing very well at all. I mean, he started playing very well early this year, but after the injury, he hasn't been playing well. And I think it's probably the injury. I think maybe he has came back a lot faster than what he had, than when he needed to. And perhaps maybe there's some stuff wrong with him that we don't know. So I think Lamar Jackson is still a top 2 quarterback. Right now he's not. But when he's healthier, I'm gonna say I think there's something wrong with him. I don't know. But we all know when Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson, he's a top 2, arguably top 1, top 3 at best quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So we not gonna knock Lamar Jackson. The media's gonna lay off Lamar Jackson. I'm never gonna knock Lamar Jackson. I like him. The only quarterback I actually like, but more than Lamar Jackson, is Justin Herbert. You know what I'm saying? And then if we're gonna talk about my USC quarterbacks, I always got to be rooting for Sam Darnold and Caleb Williams. But I really do like Lamar. But I'm gonna give this game to the Ravens. Like, I think the Ravens can come on top. I think Lamar Jackson is going to play better this game. I'm gonna go ahead and predict Lamar Jackson is gonna get his first touchdown since he's been back, because he hasn't scored a touchdown. I think this is the record for Lamar. I don't think he scored a touchdown since he's been back, and that's never been the case. I don't think Lamar Jackson has ever went on a streak of not scoring touchdowns, like more than 2 games without scoring a touchdown. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say the Steelers are gonna lose to the Ravens 20-24. I'm gonna say the Ravens 24, Steelers 20. We got the Titans and the Browns. All right, so this is gonna be an interesting game to watch because Shedeur Sanders and against what's that dude's name? Cam Ward is that his name? I think his name is Cam Ward. But yeah, so we're gonna say that I'm gonna give this game to the Browns. I'm gonna say the Browns are gonna win this game. And I'm gonna say the Browns gonna win this game 24-23. Browns 24, Titans 23. And then we got the Indianapolis Colts at the Jacksonville Jaguars. A lot of good games this week. A lot of good games. It's been a really great NFL season, man. It's sad that it's winding down. NFL season always goes fast for me, always. And it sucks, but it's whatever. So right now we got the Colts and the Jags. Okay, so I'm gonna say the Colts is gonna win this game. I'm gonna get this game to the Colts. Man, both quarterbacks overrated. Is Daniel Jones even playing? Like, it looks like they had a broken leg, so I don't know how he'd be playing with a broken leg. But we're gonna say that I'm gonna get this game to the Jags. I'm gonna say at first I said the Colts, I think, but I'm gonna get this game to the Jags. I'm gonna say the Jags gonna win this game 25-23. Jaguars 25, Colts 23. The Colts, they slowing down now, man. They slowing down. A lot of people was jumping on that Colts bandwagon saying, "Oh, they can go to the Super Bowl, yada yada yada." That ain't the case. You stop Jonathan Taylor, you stop the Colts. Plain and simple. The Colts are not that scary much. They're not that much scary of a team. They're not. And yeah, they've been exposed for the past couple of weeks. Daniel Jones wasn't the reason why the Colts was winning, but people were trying to debate that, saying it was Daniel Jones. No, it was always Jonathan Taylor. And now teams are shutting down Jonathan Taylor, forcing Daniel Jones to throw the ball, and Daniel Jones is making mistakes. I got a good friend who's a huge Colts fan, but but they're still a good team. But at the same time, the reason why they were really dominant is because how dominant Jonathan Taylor was and how great their rookie tight end was playing. Daniel Jones was playing okay, but he was never the reason. We got the Commanders and the Vikings. All right, so the Commanders, the Vikings. All right, so like I'm gonna get this game to the. In this game is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna get this game to Commanders. I like how Marcus Mariota is playing. I think Jaden Daniels is making a return. I don't know if he's playing this game, but I did see something briefly that Jaden Daniels is. I think, is he playing this week? I don't know, but regardless if he is or not, I'm giving this game to the Commanders because even if Jaden Daniels isn't playing, Marcus Mariota is probably the best backup quarterback in the entire NFL. And it's unfortunate how his career ended up, because he came into the NFL as a highly ranked quarterback. He had a really great college career, at Oregon, but it just hasn't worked out for him. Right now, it is working out for him. He's playing very well, Marcus Mariota. So that's awesome, and he nearly almost beat. Who did they play? The last game they played, I can't remember the team. He almost beat him. So yeah, shout out to Marcus Mariota. But I'm gonna give this game to the Commanders. I'm gonna say the Commanders are going to win this game. I'm gonna give the Commanders 30. I'm gonna say the Commanders gonna win this game 30-21. Commanders 30, Vikings 21. We got the Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets. So I'm gonna say that the Jets I'm gonna get this game to the Jets, man. I like how the Jets are starting to come together and start playing a little better. And it takes time. It takes time for Aaron Glenn. It takes time for a first-year head coach to get his team together, especially with a team like the freaking Jets. So I mean, Aaron Glenn is doing a good job. Now, with that being said, the Dolphins are starting to play a little better too. They really are. Tua is starting to play a little better. He is. So, but I'm still going to give this game to the Jets. I think the Dolphins is in New York, playing in New York. The Dolphins are winning that game. I'm going to give this game. Last time the Dolphins did play the Jets, though, they played them very well. And I think they beat the Jets. I think they beat them last time they played. But anyway, it doesn't matter. They're not beating them today. I'm going to say the Jets going to beat the Dolphins 24-12. That's my score. 24-12. We got the Saints at the Bucks. Okay, so I'm going to get this game to the Bucks. And I heard I heard Shannon Sharp and yeah, Acho. Yeah, I heard. I was getting Acho mixed up, but I heard them saying that that Mike Evans, he needs to average 175 yards a game for the remaining of the season for him to keep his 1,000-yard streak alive. 1,000-yard for a season streak alive. That's a lot of yards. It's a lot of yards, man. And can he do it? I'll say this: if any receiver can do it, it's going to have to be him. It can be him. I'm not going to doubt him. I would like to see it happen. I don't even think that's, if he does that and still keep his 1,000-yard season streak alive, that's historical right there. That's record breaking. Because I don't think a receiver has ever went average nearly 200 yards a game for what? We got 4 weeks left for 4 weeks. That's historical, and they should just make a whole documentary on that. If Mike Evans ends up doing this, let's say this. Y'all heard from me first. I'm gonna say Mike Evans is gonna do it. I've always liked Mike Evans coming out of college. I've always liked him. He's always been a great receiver to me. I've always said that he wasn't. You guys hear me all the time talk about how overrated some of these quarterbacks are. Oh yeah, I'm looking at the Denver Broncos right now. Bo Nix is overrated. But anyway, y'all hear me talk about how overrated some of these quarterbacks are. I love talking about how overrated quarterbacks are, and I love praising Justin Herbert. But here's the thing: I've been saying forever, since Mike Evans has been in the league, how underrated he has been. He doesn't get the praise. I never hear people put Mike Evans in their top 5. And Mike Evans has, I won't say always, but for the past few years, he has been my top 5 wide receiver. And I have the receipts to back this up. You all can go back and look at some of my older videos where I've been talking about Mike Evans being a top 5 wide receiver. And as a matter of fact, there are some takes that I've done, older takes that I've done, when I am going to break some of my videos up, and then because some of my videos are very long, and some of the takes that I have, I am actually going to do, edit those videos, and snip them out and be like, hey, this is Dante's take or whatever on Mike Evans, or Dante's take on top 5 running backs, or Dante's takes on overrated quarterbacks, stuff like that. So I'm going to do those videos, because I think that's just extra content for y'all to watch, because I do put a lot of thoughts and information in some of these videos. and it'd just be a lot more, interesting for you all. But I'm gonna go ahead and say Mike Evans can do it. I'm gonna give it to Mike Evans. I'm gonna say Mike Evans can break that streak. I'm gonna say Mike Evans is going to keep that streak alive, and Mike Evans is going to do something that has never been done in NFL history. What Mike Evans is going to do, I'm going to say that he is going to freaking average 200 yards a game for him to keep that streak alive. I think the Buccaneers is going to help him do that because that's historical, and they should help Mike Evans out. Baker Mayfield should help Mike Evans to keep that streak alive because I think that's a great thing for him when he retires. I think that's something that I think that's a freaking honorable title for him. And yeah, like one thing, and Mike Evans, he's not a diva wide receiver for how talented he is. He's never been a diva. He's never been those type of wide receivers to be coming out complaining about stuff. He just goes out there, he does his work, and he leaves. Mike Evans reminds me of like how Mike Evans' persona is. He reminds me of Julio Jones. Big, dominant threat, great wide receiver. He comes out there, he's consistent. He goes out there, he dominates every single time he's on the field. And and that's it. He lets all of his talking, all of his talking is in the what he does on the field. Not all receivers are divas, Julio Jones, Julio Jones is one of those wide receivers who weren't divas, and I think like they remind me of like Mike Evans and Julio reminds me a lot of each other. They really do. How they, so how they carry themselves. But I'm gonna say that I'm gonna give this game to the Bucs, man. I'm gonna say the Bucs is gonna win this game, and I'm also going to predict that Mike Evans is going to put up 200 yards this game. He's going to have to. He has to. So yeah, Mike Evans is going to put up 200 yards this game. Bucs going to win this game. I'm going to say Bucs is going to win this game 35-25 because the Saints and the Bucs do play each other very well. So I'm going to give this game. I'm going to give the Saints 25 points. So we got the Bengals. It's going to be another great game. Bengals and Bills. And I'm going to give this game to the Bengals. The Bengals have been playing pretty well lately. And I'm going to have to give it to Joe Burrow. Since Joe Burrow's been back, the Bengals, they've been, it's like the whole team has just had this burst of energy. And you got to give that to Joe Burrow. Now that the team believes in their quarterback. And now that momentum is there and that the energy is high. Because now they're like, we got our quarterback back. We got a shot. The defense is thinking that. The offense is damn sure thinking that. This ironic, both quarterbacks I've always been talking about for years how overrated they are. If I were to choose which quarterbacks I wanted, if I was drafting right now, if I had to choose between Josh Allen and Joe Burrow, which quarterback I will pick Joe Burrow. I actually think Joe Burrow is a better quarterback than Josh Allen. Why do I think that? Because one, I think Joe Burrow throws the ball better than Josh Allen, for one. Two, Joe Burrow doesn't turn the ball over like Josh Allen does. I don't like quarterbacks that turns the ball over. That was one of the reasons why I never liked Brett Favre. He turned the ball over too damn much. They come up with this excuse. It's like, oh, they're a gunslinger. I don't care. Don't turn the ball over, And that, and that's the thing with Josh Allen. Like, he's trying to be Superman on every play. He tries to show that he can do that he can just dominate and take over a game. And then sometimes when he plays against teams that he's supposed to do this to, he's nowhere to be found. Josh Allen is way too inconsistent for me, and he turns the ball over to me. I think Josh Allen is such a very highly overrated quarterback. I've never really been all that big on Josh Allen, ever. Never have. Like I said, if I was drafting general manager, if I was choosing, I would definitely pick Joe Burrow over Josh. 100%, no question without it. You know what I'm saying? My only thing with Joe Burrow is that I just never seen Joe Burrow do great without his without his weapons. And the only thing with Joe Burrow too is that I just don't like that Joe Burrow gets injured a lot. He gets injured way too much. So if I just see Joe Burrow continue to keep doing what he's doing without the weapons that he has, and if he can stop getting injured all the time, I will be a Joe Burrow. I will be big on Joe Burrow. I really would. Those are the only things I need to see from Joe Burrow. So Joe Burrow is a better quarterback than Josh Allen. I'm giving this game to the Bengals. I'm going to say that the Bengals are going to beat the Bills 24. No, I'm going to say 27-24. I'm going to say Bengals 27, Bills 25. And Josh Allen gonna turn the ball over a few times. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. This funny thing though, when Josh Allen shows up against another great quarterback, he plays really well. And then when he plays against teams and quarterbacks that are nothing, he plays terrible. He's too inconsistent for me. He's just I like Josh Allen. He's cool, but I've never been that big on him. Never been a huge fan of him. Never have. I don't think never have and never will. But we're gonna keep it pushing. We got the Denver Broncos against the Raiders. So don't be surprised if the Raiders plays the Broncos very well, because they are. Now, I'm not going to be crazy and say that the Raiders are going to beat the Broncos. I think the Raiders just are too terrible of a team for that to happen. But here's the funny thing, though. The Broncos' offense is not that great. The Raiders' defense does plays a little better. So the Raiders could sneak one in. I'm not going to predict them to beat the Broncos, but they could sneak one in and beat the Broncos. Now, you heard it from me first. I don't think there's going to be anybody on the planet who's thinking that the Raiders can go ahead and sneak one into the Broncos, but they can do that. And the Broncos, that was the team that almost beat the Broncos. It was the Commanders. That was the team. But so yeah, because I was trying to remember what team it was. But here's the thing: it's a divisional game. The Raiders are not just going to roll over for any team. That's not going to happen. And Bo Nix is going to have to play a really good game for this to happen, for them to win this game. The Raiders, they have a pretty good run defense. They have some good personnel on that defense. I don't really know what's going on with the Raiders right now. I really think the Raiders' problem really is Geno Smith. I think that the Raiders, they did a terrible job of going with Geno, and they should have drafted Shedeur, or they should have found another quarterback. Geno Smith has never been a good quarterback to me, even when he was in his years with Seattle. He was another quarterback, so I've been telling people he's overrated. I was like, he's just a really good game manager, and that's it. No more. Just like Brock Purdy, I was like, Brock Purdy was just a really good game manager. That's it. But, they kind of took the trading wheels off Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, he's another quarterback that turns the ball over all the time. But, yeah. Geno Smith ain't a game manager now, but he's playing terrible. He's trash. I'm just being honest. The same for Brock. When you take the training wheels off these quarterbacks that are really, really great game managers, you see what happens. They turn the ball over a lot. They make a lot of dumb mistakes, and then they sometimes more than likely cause their team to lose games. And that's what I was saying. I was like, yo, Geno Smith is a great game manager. He's not a game manager anymore because they can't afford for him to be a game manager. They don't have a team built around him like that to be a game manager. And that's the result. It would have been the exact same thing in Seattle. It would have been the exact same thing in Seattle. The 49ers will be playing a lot better if they had Brock Purdy managing the games a lot more. But they can't. They don't have the weapons. So they got to take the training wheels off, and they got to have him going out there slinging the ball and throwing it on almost every down and everything, because, they have to. They don't have the personnel anymore. And that's the result. That's why Brock Purdy is not looking as good as he used to. And that's why Geno Smith is not looking as good as he used to. You see what I'm saying? Like, I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about these games. I played the game. I've been studying the game for 20 years. I've been studying this game really obsessively since I've been 14 years old. So really over 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I wanted to go to the pros. I wanted to play football, and I still want to go to the pros, but I just not going to the pros as playing, going to the pros as working on players, training with players, stuff like that. That's why I'm pushing to be a chiropractor. So, but that's either here or there. Broncos 25, Raiders 23. I'm going to still give this game to the Broncos, but don't be surprised if the Raiders beat the Broncos. Bo Nix makes a couple mistakes, whatever, but don't be surprised. This is a divisional game. The Raiders could sneak one in, but we're going to give this game to the Broncos. I'm going to say 25-23. Broncos are 10-2. The Raiders are 2-10. All right. So we got the Chicago Bears and the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. This is going to be a really fun game right here. It's going to be another divisional game, another game that two teams, they match up very well against each other. And I used to be really big on Jordan. I used to like Jordan Love, but he's not playing very well right now. He's too inconsistent for me to really like him. Really, to be honest with you, But the Packers, they still got a really great record. They're 8-3-1. That one is they had a tie game with the Cowboys. So, but I do love both defenses. I think both defenses are really, really good, really great. But I like the Bears obviously more than I like the Packers because obviously, Caleb Williams is my dog. That's my dog. That's my dude. You know what I'm saying? So, and the Bears, they have the best running game in the entire NFL. I said this in one of my last videos. I told you all, I said that the Bears, they can make a run to the Super Bowl because how they're built. Their defense is very physical. They have a really good defense, and they have the best running game in the entire NFL. And on top of that, they have the best one of the best, or if not the best, offensive play calling coach, other than Andy Reid and Sean McVay, in the entire NFL. And then on top of that, they got a highly, 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 highly. He just hasn't shown it yet. He has shown flashes. Talented, highly talented quarterback, Caleb Williams. So it's only a matter of time when Caleb Williams starts looking crazy on the field. It's just like USC did. It's only a matter of time. I still have faith that that's going to happen with Caleb Williams. It's just, so the Bears are a very scary team. They're a very scary team. So, like, don't be surprised if the Bears end up in the Super Bowl. And as a matter of fact, I think I did already said that the Bears was going to go ahead and go. I was going to say I predicted the Bears and the Seahawks in the NFC Championship. And I'm trying to remember which team did I say was going to actually end up winning. I think I said the Bears because of their running game, and they have a better play caller. I like Kevin McDonald. I like is it Kevin McDonald or Mike McDonald? The Seahawks head coach. I like their head coach. But yeah, I think I said the Bears. So I'm pushing the Bears to go to the Super Bowl, and I still trying to decide who in the AFC can go. Oh yeah, I said it could be the Bears or the Chargers, and the Chargers can hold up Justin Herbert. I don't really think they will. So, but yeah, I picked the Bears and the Patriots. That's what I said. I said it was going to be the Bears and the Patriots. Two first year head coaches for those teams. It's literally like Ben Johnson. It's literally his first year, and then I was talking about the Patriots. Mike Vrabel. This is not a first year being a head coach. This is first year coaching for the Patriots. And on top of that, both quarterbacks, this is their second year in the league. So I don't think that's ever happened either. Yeah, we did a video on that. But I'm going to say that the Bears can beat the Packers. I'm going to say they're going to beat the Packers. I'm going to say 29. I'm going to say 29 to 27. Bears 29, Packers 27. That's my final prediction. Now we got the Rams and the Cardinals. Don't be surprised if this game is close. Don't be surprised if this game is close. The Cardinals are those teams that they give a run to every team in every team they play against, and they've been doing that for the past couple of years now. But they just can't close games. They just cannot close games. They can't finish them. The Cardinals don't know how to win. They know how to play, but they don't know how to close games and win. And so that's the thing. They always say like great teams find a way to win. Bad teams always finds ways to lose. And the Cardinals is one of those teams. But I'm going to say that the Rams is going to beat the Cardinals 30-10. I don't think this game is going to be close. I think the Rams is tired of playing around. I think the Rams is kind of still heated from the last couple of weeks that they've been playing. And I think the Rams is going to show everybody why they're a great team, And Matthew Stafford he's going to sling that ball. He's going to play really great today. And speaking of tonight, I got two more primetime games for y'all. We got Sunday Night Football. We got the Texans. This is going to be a really great game, really exciting, fun game. I haven't really been all that impressed with the past Sunday Night Football games, but I think this game is going to be a really great game. We got the Texans and the Chiefs. The Chiefs can't afford to lose any more games. They just can't. And we got two AFC West teams playing primetime games tonight. And if the Chiefs lose this game, the Chargers are still good, but if the Chiefs win this game and the Chargers lose, it's going to be scary for the Chargers because the Chiefs are right there, right. They're going to be one game behind the Chargers. So I did pick the Chiefs to beat a couple teams the past couple weeks, and I have been right. I just don't see it with the Texans. I think the Texans defense is too. You know what? Screw it. It's Patrick Mahomes prime time and Andy Reid prime time. I know the Texans defense is very physical, is very dominant, is very scary, but somehow I'm going to give this game to the Chiefs. I'm going to say that Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid is going to find a way to beat the Texans. I don't know how. I'm just being a lousy analyst right now, and I'm saying it's because it's Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. Hall of Fame coach, Hall of Fame quarterback. That's why. And they can't afford to lose any more games. And so they're going to play like that. They're going to play like their heads are on fire. That entire Chiefs team is going to play tough. Now, don't get me wrong. The Texans team is going to play tough. But here is the difference that I think that's going to make a difference in this game. And this is why I'm going to say that the Chiefs are going to win this game. This is the reason why. I'm going to say the Chiefs are going to win this game because I think CJ Stroud is going to make some mistakes. And I think Steve Spagnuolo is going to make him make some mistakes. And that's going to be the difference maker right there. That Steve Spagnuolo is going to mix some things up. He's going to confuse CJ Stroud, and he's going to make CJ Stroud make some costly mistakes that's going to cost in the game. And Patrick Mahomes is just going to go out there. He's going to make some plays for them to win. Now, with that being said, Patrick Mahomes hasn't been playing well all year. The Texans is going to try to do the exact same thing. All you got to do is be physical to Patrick Mahomes, and you can make him make mistakes, and you can come on top and win. But I don't think that's going to be the case for tonight. That's going to be the Chiefs' recipe. I'm telling you right now, you watch tonight's game, that's what's going to happen. If the Texans loses this game, it's going to be because of CJ Stroud. So I'm going to say the Chiefs are going to win this game 25-24. All right, 25-24. So we got the Eagles at the Chargers. The Philadelphia Eagles at the Los Angeles Chargers. This is going to be another great game. Another great game. And you know what? I hate to root against the Chargers. This is the Chargers' biggest game of the year. We got 2 8-4 teams. Monday Night Football. I think the Chargers are going to lose this game. I'm going to go ahead and say the Chargers are going to lose. I hope I'm wrong. I pray to God I'm wrong. But I think the Eagles is going to win this game. I think, well, the Marion Hampton is back. But see, here's the thing. I don't want to say the Chargers are going to win this game and then they end up losing. I just want to say they're going to lose this game, and I for me to be wrong. I want to be wrong. I just see my track record every time when I say the Chargers are going to win the game that it's a big game, they end up losing it, and then I have to come out here and I have to defend them, and I'm just tired of it. So I'd rather just say the Chargers are going to lose this game and I'd be wrong, and maybe happy being wrong. But I'm going to say this is going to be a close game. What I'm going to say is this. I'm going to say this game can go either way. This game can literally go either way. And neither one of these teams are playing to their full potential. Neither one of these teams. These teams could be playing like how these teams are playing right now and how their record is. It's a miracle how they both are 8-4. Because the Chargers has been very inconsistent all year long. Both of these teams, they both have pretty much the same issue. Both of their offensive line is shot. And their running game, the Chargers' running game has been a little bit better than the Eagles' running game, but lately the Chargers has just been so inconsistent. The Eagles has been so inconsistent, but the Eagles, their running game has been terrible all year, which has been crazy because they got Saquon Barkley right here. But their running game, I mean, their offensive line, pass blocking and run blocking has been terrible. But the Chargers has a better quarterback. And I also say the Chargers has a better coach. But the only reason why I'm saying the Eagles is probably going to win this game because I think the Eagles are more talented. And I'm just not so. You know what? Screw it. I got all the faith in the world in Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is really great on primetime games. He is. And I'm not rooting against Justin Herbert. I'm not. Justin Herbert is going to show tonight why he's the best quarterback in the league. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to stay consistent. We're all consistent because we're all about consistency here. And I am consistent on pushing my Chargers, and I'm consistent on pushing my boy Justin Herbert. And I'm going to keep doing that until they both give me a reason to not do it anymore. And I don't think that's ever going to be the case, especially with at least with Justin Herbert. The Chargers may give me a reason why to not root for them, but Justin Herbert, I don't think he's ever going to give me a reason to never keep pushing how great of a quarterback he is and how he's the best quarterback in the league. So, with that being said, I'm going to say that Justin Herbert is going to show out on Monday Night Football, and they are going to beat the Eagles. Justin Herbert is going to do that with his messed up hand. If you all are familiar, if you all know Justin Herbert, he had a fracture in his, I think it was his middle finger or whatever, and but he had surgery on it on Monday, and he's able to play now. That's how tough of a player Justin Herbert is. He is tough. He is probably the most toughest quarterback in the entire NFL. Not probably, he is. He is the best quarterback in the NFL, and he's the most toughest quarterback in the NFL. This dude plays through injuries, and he still plays at a high level. High level. If it wasn't for Justin Herbert, the Chargers will have a losing record right now. Point blank, period. If it weren't for Justin Herbert, they will have a losing record. And it is for Justin Herbert, and they're 8-4. See, the Chargers are 8-4 because of Justin Herbert. That's the only reason why. The Eagles are 8-4 because there's a better all-around team and because of their coach. So, out of all the people who likes disrespecting Justin Herbert, actually Skip Bayless, though, he did say that the Chargers are going to beat the Eagles. He did say that. He said something about that, oh, Justin Herbert, he plays well when you don't expect him to play well. There is some truth to that. I get where he's getting at with that. But Justin Herbert plays well all the time. Plays well all the time. But I know what Skip Bayless is talking about. But I'm going to say Justin Herbert is going to show the world why he's the best quarterback in the league. And he's going to win some people over on Monday night. Because it's against the Eagles. Everybody loves the Eagles. Justin Herbert knows this. And Jim Harbaugh knows this. The Chargers are at home. Chargers playing prime time. Chargers are going to go out there with their heads on fire. Justin Herbert is going to play with his head on fire. I got to be sitting in the present with this game. I'm going to say the Chargers are going to come on top, and they're going to win. At first, this is going to go with the Eagles, but I have faith in Justin Herbert, and I'm going to say I have faith in Jim Harbaugh. I'm going to say the Chargers are going to find a way to win, and I'm going to say the Chargers are going to win 25-23. Chargers 25, Eagles 23. 2 8-4 teams. Monday Night Football. You can't get any better than that. And that's that. It concludes my predictions. And that concludes my first live stream. I had one person who came in, they came out. So I guess I wasn't interested enough for them. But this is fun. I much prefer doing the live stream. I much prefer doing this because it's much more easier on me and it's much more better. And yeah, that's all I have for y'all. So we're gonna be back very soon. I'm gonna be back tonight I'm gonna go live again tonight, and for my recap, my reactions of the games, we'll go over it and everything. And I actually wasn't even expecting to be on here this long. We were going like 48 minutes, so this is perfect, So because I can talk football all day, man. I can keep going on and on and on and on about these teams, man. And, what I'm saying? I didn't even read any reports or any of that. Like everything I was saying was just top of my head, But yeah, that's it, man. You all like, comment, share, subscribe. You tell me what you think about my predictions. Tell me what you think about the scores. Do you agree, disagree? I give you all my Super Bowl picks. I'm going to say Bears, Patriots. If the Chargers cannot hold up Justin Herbert, I don't think the offensive line is going to hold throughout the rest of the year and going into the playoffs. I just don't think that's going to happen. If they can, the Chargers are going all the way. After Monday Night Football, I think I'm going to change my predictions to see how the Chargers play, see how they keep up with Justin Herbert. But Jalen Carter is not playing, so that offensive line is not going to be that much. They're not going to have that much problems to deal with. But I will probably give you an update, which I'm going to have to because the Chargers are playing against the Super Bowl champs, the defending Super Bowl champs. So I will give you my Super Bowl prediction update. But I'm going to go ahead and say that right now, December the 7th, 2025, Super Bowl, it's going to be the Patriots and the Bears. The Bears is going to be beating the Bears beats the Patriots for now. But you all let me know what you think about my predictions. I'm going to go over it real quick before I close out. Seahawks beats the Falcons 30-15. Steelers loses to the Ravens 20-24. The Browns beats the Titans 24-23. The Jaguars beats the Colts 25-23. The Commanders beats the Vikings 30-21. The Jets beats the Dolphins 24-12. The Buccaneers beats the Saints 35-25. The Bengals beats the Bills 27-25. The Broncos beats the Raiders 25-23. The Bears beats the Packers 29-27. The Rams beats the Cardinals 30-10. The Chiefs beats the Texans 25-24. And the Chiefs, the Chiefs beats the Texans 25-24 Sunday Night Football. And the Chargers beats the Eagles 25-23 Monday Night Football. That is my predictions for Sunday for the Sunday's games, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football. Week 14, those are my predictions. You all let me know. Do you agree? How you feel about it? Give me your reactions. Drop your comments, please, in the chat. Drop your comments, comment section after I'm done posting this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, share, chime in, debate with me. Tell me how stupid you think my predictions are. If you agree, my Super Bowl predictions. And I keep telling you all every single week about how overrated I think some quarterbacks are, how overrated some players are, and how Justin Herbert's the best quarterback in the league. And I'm going to ride with that. I will die on that hill. I literally would. I will stay on that hill. So I'm not dying on that hill. I'm living on that hill. So, hey, y'all let me know. All right. So we're going to be back. I'm be back tonight for, Sunday recap and give you all my thoughts and stuff. And, I'm actually thinking, too, that sometimes, I probably would, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think, that I probably could watch live, I don't know if it's a good idea. I'm just throwing out ideas, some of the games if I have the time. But right now, I work, I'm about to go, not work, I'm about to go into class right now, in the next 30 minutes, because I have class from 8:45 to 5:15 on Sundays. And sometimes I will try to watch the games on my phone. But I was thinking, y'all, when I get the time, when I start having the opportunity, and I'm gonna watch these games live. While I don't know if I can't show it on TV. I don't think I can show it, but I will have the game on and I'll be watching it. And also I'm thinking about doing live streaming. And some of the channels, the podcasts that I watch, I don't really watch all that other stuff like ESPN and all that stuff and First Take. I don't watch all that stuff anymore like I used to, but I just kind of just really got tired of watching their takes, like Nick Wright and all their takes. It's just terrible takes, and they just don't know football. They're just biased takes here and every single time. But I do like watching Nightcap, and I really enjoy watching Speakeasy. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know if it's a good idea for my own platform, but I will do my research and see. But I was thinking even it's right now I'm not really watching the games, so I get the information from them, because that's where I usually get my information from, to see about the games. And I will read up on the NFL website, and then, using my own knowledge, too. But I was thinking I probably can watch Speakeasy and watch Nightcap as I'm live. And then I can chime in and see if I agree with what they're saying. And if I do agree with what they're saying, I talk about, because that's me talking about the games. And then that's me, giving the outcomes of my predictions, and, Nightcap and then Speakeasy. That's both of them are 2 hours. So it would be a 4-hour long live stream. But hey, whatever, and giving my predictions on it, my thoughts on what they're saying, if I agree or if I don't, and then, I compare that to my predictions. I think that's something I can do. I'm just trying to be creative with with this channel, make it more interesting. But that's all I have right now, man. You all let me know what you think. Please, you all are help building this platform as well. And this entire culture that I'm pushing, with football, the storytelling of football. This is journalism. I like to look at this as journalism, journalism with the NFL. And then I will eventually, as I get more bigger and more time, it'll be journalism with football in general. I'll go all the way from high school all the way up to the NFL, start, going to live games and start talking, giving my takes on these games and stuff like that. Because football is the best sport in the entire world. It's the best sport, man. There's no sport that has storytelling like football. There's a lot of emotional investment in football. Football is a momentum game. Football is a man's game. Football is a physical game, man. Football is a human game. It really is. There's no game that's as human-like as football. There's no sport no game that just has the philosophy of life than football. Basketball doesn't have it. Soccer doesn't have it. Baseball doesn't have it. There is so much that goes into football that you can relate to in life, especially as a man. Like this game made me the man of who I am. It really did. And we can go deep into it, on another time, but I have to close. I got to get ready to get going, and we'll be back we'll be back tonight. All right. I'm rambling. Deuces. Peace out all day.